I'm honored to be able to welcome everybody here in attendance, even if it is a hybrid environment, but I'm very happy to welcome everybody at the Infoparlament event this morning. Members of the Hungarian government, the Hungarian National Bank, those representing higher education, as well as experts from Hungary's technology ecosystem. Hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to tilt the scales a little bit more in favor of personal meetings, but that's what life is like in the hybrid world. This event has traditionally served as a common ground for thinking about digital Hungary and the future of digital Hungary. And allow me to start by saying that it is an integral part of the culture of Microsoft that we believe in the need for this shared thinking and, more importantly, common effort. Now, as we are hopeful about seeing the coronavirus pandemic a little bit more in the rearview mirror, I think that all of us being on the same page, singing from the same song sheet, is more important than ever. I think the main thing on everybody's lips these days, and what's on everybody's mind, is what is the shape and form of the economic recovery to come following this global health crisis. Without denying the importance of the crisis itself, I'd like to tack on an additional topic, and that is reimagination. So reimagining what a new normal could look like. With the help of digital technologies, I believe Hungary has a bright future and a real shot at being among the digital frontrunners to come, both in social economic terms, and it can elevate itself to this status via technology. Now, when we speak of digital transformation, it's no longer enough only to consider technology firms. Today, every business is becoming a technology company, whether that is in the agricultural or pharmaceutical industries, healthcare, or even public services. It's almost a cliche now that in the first 2 weeks of the pandemic, we jumped 2 years forward in terms of digitalization. This was also the case globally, but those countries that were more successful than others in this transition were the ones where the economic players already had some track record of digitalization to rely and build upon, so work that had been done earlier. The transition and the transformation of the economic, public, and civil spheres to a hybrid environment during the pandemic is, I think, what is going to be the real legacy that will remain with us to a large extent as we return to, or as we transition to a new normal and return to our actual places of work. We at Microsoft are committed to supporting this process with all currently available tools and the innovation still to come from Microsoft. I think a key question to ask at this point is, how are companies and individuals' priorities changing right now as a result of the pandemic? As the world has accelerated towards digital transformation during this last year, it's also become clear how important it is that this digital and hybrid environment be fast and secure in many senses of the words, in terms of cybersecurity, but also in terms of security of personal data. Just a few weeks ago, we announced a new pledge for the commercial and public sector within the European Union, which we call the European Data Boundary Guarantee. And via this European Data Boundary statement, Microsoft guarantees beyond our existing data commitments and enables all organizations to process and store all data only in the EU. In other words, we ensure that customers' data do not leave the EU. Now, in Hungary, a good infrastructure, a supportive environment, and introduction of an advanced financial framework have provided the basis for Hungarian organizations and business players to be adaptable and enabling the economy to not only function, but to thrive in this new hybrid environment. We have a very robust digital payment infrastructure already. Just think about the introduction of the instant payment system, online cash register, or invoicing system connected to the tax authority. At Microsoft, we're also proud to say that in the formation of the new bank holding. We've been a partner with MKB, who have chosen our technology. Their usage of our Azure cloud platform builds upon two new environments at Magyar Bank Holding and MKB Digital. And the new financial entity of the Magyar Bank Holding is also choosing the Microsoft Azure and Microsoft 365 platforms as its infrastructure foundation. And we believe this will help them, and they believe that this will help them move into this consolidated environment in a much more efficient and agile manner. Similarly, with the development of the electronic health services, during the pandemic, we see that the elderly received virtual prescriptions and did not have to go to a clinic to fill them. The system was able to do such things before the pandemic, but we didn't fully take advantage before of having a data travel and not patient principle. And finally, a doctor today, more frequently than not, will tell a patient that a prescription will be up in the cloud. This seemingly tiny step shows that it really shows the most about what digital thinking is all about. And all of this is because state and economic players are already connected to a strong digital network, which will be even stronger in the future. Hungary now has every chance to join the digital front runners worldwide. And that's not my opinion, that's according to McKinsey, which says that an education and training system that focuses on the skills needed in the digital world is key to achieving this. The level of digitization that we've reached also entails opportunities for us to rethink business and processes of the public sector while considering the capabilities of technology. The further development of the environment in Hungary will depend on a number of items that may not have entirely the amount of attention that they deserve at this point. We need to have I think there are two major steps that are needed in order to ensure this level of transformation in the future. One is what I've already touched on before, and that is security. And as I've mentioned already, the commitment of Microsoft to ensure that customers' data remains in the EU, we think that this is an extremely important and actually a critical and vital milestone. A key point that I would like to make with regard to that is that we see that Microsoft, our approach to cloud technologies and to digital technologies means that we've been and continue to be a committed player, and we listen to our customers' needs and our customer requirements. And I believe we are consistently the first among technology companies, and in particular, hyperscale cloud providers. So our cloud services comply with, and in many cases exceed, EU data protection standards and requirements. Microsoft Azure, our global cloud platform, has successfully demonstrated its compliance first with the so-called EU Cloud Code of Conduct through a rigorous detailed assessment. And this accomplishment is the latest example of Microsoft's commitment to meet and exceed data protection requirements in the EU. We were also the first major technology company to commit to full compliance with GDPR. And again, with our recently announced EU data boundary commitment, which guarantees customers' data remains in the EU, we are again first among hyperscale cloud providers to provide this level of assurance to our customers who are concerned about data sovereignty. So we listen to our customers and constantly adapt our technology to their needs and requirements. We're also committed to the EU's vision for a Europe fit for the digital age, an acknowledgement of the role that the technology sector needs to play in helping Europe realize its digital aspirations. In addition to processing our commercial and public sector customers' personal data in Europe, we're also creating a privacy engineering center of excellence to guide our European customers in choosing the right solutions for building robust data protection into their cloud workloads, including meeting regulatory requirements. Let me share just one Hungarian example with you. The Ministry of Defense restricts the use of public cloud for production services and data. Still, Microsoft Azure has become the standard development and test environment for the central IT provider of the Hungarian army, the HMAE-ZRT. They mostly use infrastructure services for various projects, but it also acts as a hybrid connection hub for their new SAP environment, which is also hosted in the Azure platform. There are customers who demand an even greater commitment to transparency, and that's why we're now even taking more concrete steps in that direction. According to our EU data boundary statement, our cloud solutions assure clients that operating in the public sector and critical enterprise areas that they are operating in accordance with all applicable laws. Now, in a data-driven economy, the newest export product can often look to be data, turning raw data into knowledge and actionable insight. With the help of AI, machine learning, blockchain, or even lesser-known technologies, economies at the digital forefront will be able to generate higher value add than ever before. Companies that build not only on their day-to-day operations, but also their business strategies through the opportunities offered by technology will become much more competitive. To quote again the McKinsey study that I referred to before, Hungary now has every chance of being among the digital frontrunners worldwide, and towards those aims, an education and training system that focuses on the skills needed in the digital world is key. In addition to digital skills, adopting digital thinking is also key and part of our mission. Not only do we bring the most modern technologies to Hungary, but we also put significant effort and investment in ensuring that as many people as possible can acquire the knowledge needed to use them. I'm proud to report that more than 10 million people take part in Microsoft trainings in more than 230 countries, while in Hungary, the number for those whom we provide upskilling already runs in the tens of thousands. In partnership with 8 Hungarian universities, we've established artificial intelligence knowledge centers where new technologies are applied to scientific developments like research into the side effects of drugs, refining of diagnostic methods, or the development of self-driving cars. With the help of our AI technologies in coordination with data scientists, individual immune responses to COVID are also being analyzed by Hungarian researchers. So in closing, knowledge and innovative thinking are not only critical when we're talking about economic recovery, but also regarding digital transformation, which creates new opportunities for everyone. All of this requires close cooperation between government, public sector, enterprise, and civil sectors, including technology companies. And we look forward to engaging that kind of cooperation to make sure that Hungary does become one of the front runners in the new digital economy, in the new digital normal. Thank you all for considering these thoughts. It's my hope that going forward, we can all work together even more intensively for the benefit of a digital Hungary. Thank you very much.